Ladies and ladies and ladies and ladies and ladies. I know it's all ladies here, so I'll just
Ooh.
I'll just get it out of the way.
Yeah.
Got us.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 7 of the G&G cast. I'm your host. It's Red Time, also known as August Stacker. I am here with Subliminal Cheese, as always. How you doing, man?
Hey, good, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. Crouton John.
What's up, dude? I'm
What's
doing
up,
good.
dude? And special guest this week, and maybe for the foreseeable future, we've got Wayne Gretzky here. Fresh off his illustrious hockey career.
Mhm.
I mean, he just retired, didn't he? Recently.
Did he?
It was,
Yeah.
last season, I
He
think.
might
yeah.
still be playing. I'm not exactly
Apparently, I
sure.
have a banging hot daughter that is dating a cokehead golfer. So
Yeah,
life's
he's-
great. Life's great.
Life is good.
Doing better
We've got an action-packed episode 7 of the G&G cast. I don't know. I'm just making that up, but I assume it is because every episode is action-packed. How's everyone been? It's been a little while since we've had a podcast. I say it's usually every Monday, but you know, like whatever. Life happens. We've just gotten through a rough holiday season, but we made it. Here we are.
Yeah, work's still a little crazy. It's getting better, sort of plateauing, but been chipping away, man, at life and the streams and the videos and the what have yous.
Yeah, you
So-
guys should check out the Beer and Cheese, the first episode, and the promo.
Word.
It's pretty tight. Pretty
I
tight.
got a
on
video
the
coming that I
G&G
have to edit,
YouTubes.
but it's coming.
Yes.
Oh yeah, nice. And I've got a couple coming as well. I'm continuing the Mega Man series I'm doing, and I'll have a promo for a new series that we're launching here soon that I'm pretty pumped about.
Oh, and
Talk
my
with you
roommate's like super excited to do the next couch thing. So that's
Oh yeah,
gonna be
like we
happening
talked
pretty
about this
soon.
on the last podcast. Crouton on his Twitch stream was doing couch stream,
Yeah.
roommates and friends, and super fun. Honestly, I really enjoy. I
have to
like
do the
watching
DLC.
streams, but I
Yeah,
like
they were
fun watching
they
them.
were good fun. Yeah.
We got to do the DLC for the
Oh
Last
yeah,
of
dude,
Us.
Left Behind.
And then I guess is that what it is? I don't
Yeah.
even know what it's called.
Did
And
you
then
give Will
yeah,
the
we
code
got
for
the-
Dishonored?
yeah, I have the code. Still have to give it to him, but I mean, he sent it to me already. So
Yeah.
we may do that. I think we're thinking about doing Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh
next
my god,
month.
I can't wait for that game.
So we'll
looks
probably
so
do that
good.
one.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Awesome.
that's coming.
Speaking of gaming, what's everyone been playing? Let's talk about that for a minute.
I've been, thanks to you, back on Grand Theft Auto the last couple of days. We've been having a good time. Started, your biker gang and a legitimate weed trafficking business
No,
that we're just getting off the ground.
we sell pencils.
Is
Don't-
it legitimate?
That's
Is it legitimate?
It's yeah.
It's
And,
a legitimate business venture.
I've been playing a couple other just survival games in my own free time that, just chipping away.
Yeah. It's kind of the calm before another storm of like releases soon.
This year's gonna be lit.
Yeah, pretty lit. Greg, what have you been playing?
Dude, I've been playing so much Super Mario Sunshine. I've been just geeking out playing that game again.
Oh yeah, I
absolutely-
remember you mentioning
I
that.
absolutely love that game. You just, really it's just saving the earth, cleaning up toxic sludge, saving
Yeah.
bitches. I mean, if you can
The
save
dream.
a blonde woman from an evil dragon, you
I'll
had a
drink to
good
that.
day.
Yeah,
So-
That's true.
So really, yeah, just saving the environment, honestly. But the usual games too, like CS:GO. I've been playing GTA with you guys and some Hearthstone as well.
Yeah.
Hearthstone. But what I always revisit, then I get my shit stomped, and then I'm like, all right, I'm good on this for a little bit. Like, I just
I
don't
had
have the
my
time to get
fill
as
of
into it
ass
as I want.
kicking.
Yeah. Same thing with CS:GO, honestly. Like, I play for a bit, I'm like, I play casual and like demolition and stuff, and have a good time. Like, yeah, I'm doing well, and then I go play competitive, get my shit stomped. I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm done now.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've been playing a lot of GTA Online. God, that game is so much fun. It was just on sale on Humble Bundle, so I couldn't say no to it. And it's finally an excuse for all of us to get together and play another
All right,
game.
yeah.
Oh, how much? How
Yep.
much was it?
We've been talking about it for a while.
It was $30, and then I got 10% off for the Humble store,
Oh,
and then
okay.
they gave me 5% back on the purchase also. So dollar.
Oh, nice.
So it was like it ended up coming out to like $25.50, maybe even less than that.
Which is a fucking bargain still for that game. It's been out since when? 2013?
Yeah, it's 4 years old now, but they've been steadily adding updates so
Yeah,
that
they still
it
have
feels like
content.
still pretty fresh. Like the one thing that they did a lot since the game came out, like originally when the online launched, it wasn't there on initial launch of the whole title, but the free roam gameplay was like super boring because there was no biker gang stuff, there was no CEO stuff, there wasn't public events, and they added all that stuff so the world, like, there's actually stuff to do all the time now if you want to, or you don't want to have to.
It's out there.
Let's get right into it though. I don't want to blow the horn on maybe what your topic would be, Buck. If you want to talk about something different, that's fine. But I wanted to talk about the major you went to down in Atlanta because,
if I can field questions, I can do whatever.
well, yeah, just tell us
Yeah,
about the trip. I
was
watched
awesome.
like almost the whole tournament, didn't get any fucking drops. Let me say.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Which sucks.
I didn't either. Don't worry.
But
about
it broke the all-time record for Twitch viewership with over 1 million views
Yeah.
during the final, and then worldwide, I think they said they had like at least 2 million, 2.5 million.
Yeah, it was probably
or at
around
least
2 million
nationwide.
with like, especially with the final, with like it was on TBS,
Mhm.
so they had
Was it?
Twitch stream
Mhm.
and
YouTube,
Go
watch through the
TV.
client. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a, oh man, it was just so much fun. It was really cool to like meet up with all my friends like back home from Texas, and then also like some friends that I play CS with that like I met them at the last major, Ryan and Kate. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I met up with them again, and we had CJ's brother came this time, and then also I brought my roommate with me, and it was awesome. We Will and I, my roommate, we drove down to the Atlanta area. His parents like live down there, like an hour away
Oh,
from
you guys
Atlanta.
drove?
So yeah, we drove. It's like a 7-hour drive. So
Oh,
it's
that's actually
pretty
not
reasonable.
bad.
Yeah. So yeah, we drove down on Thursday and stayed the first night at his parents' house, and then met up with Dave and Nick the next day, and just kind of went to the major. Stopped at the hotel, dropped our stuff off, and then it just started. And we went. It started at like 10 a.m. every day, and then went for it was like best of 3 games, so it was like a super long day. I mean, it like starts at 10, ends at like
10 basically.
7, 8, 9, whenever. There were a few overtimes, so you have overtime to deal with. But yeah, it was a blast. The venue was really it was really small and intimate, which I preferred that to like, because we went to MLG Columbus in 2016. Me and you and I went, and that venue was huge, and they split the arena in half, the nationwide arena in half, and just had like the stage in the middle, and had everybody like on one half
On the
of the
one
arena.
side, yeah. Not even
And so
the one side.
and I like that, and it was fun, and like, but you like look at the stands and they're like empty, like it wasn't like what was not sold out by any means. But with this venue, with having like it was smaller, and they only had like 4,600 something seats, and it sold out, and so like it was packed the whole time. There was like you were rubbing shoulders with people like all fucking day, which is why it was so exhausting. But this time we did the VIP. Like I spent extra and got the VIP tickets, and that was leaps and bounds better than the general admission ticket. It was so fun. Like we got to go up in the VIP lounge. You had free drinks, like free alcohol, like beer, mixed drinks, whatever. That was amazing.
Cheeses over
we
here,
asked
like look at his lips.
on Sunday. On Sunday we went. They closed the VIP lounge for like alcohol, and so we went and like one of my friends just bought something like from the venue's bar, and it was like $10 for like a 2-ounce pour.
God.
And so I estimated, I was like, dude, I definitely drank at least $250 worth of free beer. So yeah,
I can't believe that those venues can get away with charging what they charge still. It's insane to me.
Oh, it's high. It's
so
ridiculously
much
high. But the VIP lounge was sick. Like we were rubbing shoulders with like Tarek and like Moses, nice. The master analyst, and like Sir Scoots was there, and like I saw Miss Harvey there. Richard Lewis was in there, and they're like, that's like the VIP lounge, so they're in there like getting drinks and like mingling with people and talking to people up there. So it was really fucking cool to just like hang
It's just
around.
it's
him
like
and
worlds collide. It must be weird just
Yeah.
walking and be like, oh, you're right there. Like you're.
like
I
I
remember.
like stood in line behind Tarek like as he's getting a drink, and I'm like, oh shit, like that. We didn't realize it was like, oh shit, that's Tarek, like right
Yeah.
there. It was fucking cool, man.
You
But
talk
yeah,
shit. You ask him how
had-
knockout rounds were.
I didn't ask him
Yeah.
anything.
Like, yo, how are the semis going?
I
Oh
figured-
shit, sorry, I forgot.
Yeah,
Brutal.
super mad.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool to just kind of like mingle with folks, and just like, hey, like, what's up? You can just talk to them. They're just like normal people just walking around or whatever. But they had that, and they had the VIP like signing line. So when teams would come out to do like a signing, the VIP line was just like boom, right there, you get in immediately. When like the general admission people had to queue for a long time.
Oh man, did you get some cigs?
I didn't even know they did it while games were going on, so I was just like, fuck, I don't want to. Whatever.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I would want to watch it all.
Nick got in line, and he got Astralis' all their signatures.
Really? Oh
Yeah, he
man,
got
that's
'em.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So jealous.
But yeah, there was that, and then the VIP seating was sick. Like it was like right up there. It was, well, I say it was sick. It was cool to be close to the stage, but when you're like watching like an esport like that, they display the game in like a giant screen up in like the middle.
It's
of
almost
the
like
thing.
sitting
So
in the front
you're
row
like,
of a
you're
movie
looking
theater.
Up, yeah, it's exactly like that, where you're like sitting so close and you're looking up like this at the game, and your neck just like fucking starts to hurt really bad. So we eventually kind of like figured out where the good spots were and just kind of moved back a little bit. The games were sick. It was some of the best Counter-Strike I've seen.
Seriously,
in a long time.
much. Not a lot of blowouts. A lot of overtime, like comebacks, like really
Very
high
close
level,
games.
like clutches and play. It was really a sight to behold. And I'm like not even that good at CS:GO or anything, but just watching it, it hyped me up to like just play more and watch more. It was. I was honestly
or like that, like the highest level of competition is just blows my mind. Anything.
I'm a fan of the team that won, and like they were down like several different times during the tournament and had to like pose comebacks, and I just like had a frog in my throat. I'm like, why the fuck am I so nervous?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, I care. I was like, oh no, I care now. This is another thing to antagonize my life. But that's awesome, dude. I'm glad you had a great time.
Yeah,
I was
sick.
so hyped for you like being there, because like every time they showed the crowd, I tried to find you, I couldn't find you in the crowd, but
I don't even think they caught me on camera one time.
Yeah.
During the final, they caught Will and everybody. It was that like they were sitting like in the middle, and like got up to like go get a drink or something, like a sody pop or something, and like came back and my seat was gone. So I was just kind of like, oh well, yeah, I guess fuck me, and then like I just sat somewhere else.
Yeah, thanks for standing
really
up for
annoying.
me, guys.
Yeah, it was really annoying. I had like seats, like I sat with like Nick for a while. It was just me and him, and like I was saving the seat for him. And like some guys just came up and like fucking threw his jacket on the ground, like sat in his seat. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? And like I just walked off. Is this really
that's bullshit?
People are fucking like, and like I hate to talk shit on the tournament because it was so much fun, but like there was like so many like annoying, like cringy people. It was just, oh man, it was just something else. It was just the people.
I saw
that
like
come
some
out
kid
to
dabbed
that.
on the big screen. Everyone booed him.
Everybody
like
booed
everyone...
the whole tournament. Every time somebody dabbed, everybody's like, "Boo, you suck!" Like it was, the crowd was a lot of fun though. Like as a general thing, they were pretty respectful and pretty.
It was all,
cool.
like during the final, I could hear like the dueling chants, like the "Let's go VP, let's go Strauss."
Awesome.
Like it sounds super lit. Well, that's good, man. That's great. I'm glad to hear it. Did you have another topic? Was that what you just wanted? I just kind of wanted to hear.
Yeah, not really. I mean, I don't have anything off the top of my head.
Oh, that's fine.
It was fun.
Did you do anything around it? Did you get to explore it all in Atlanta?
Yeah, we walked like a few blocks. You know, like actually we walked fucking quite a few blocks. Just that main stretch of roads, like Ponce de Leon Avenue, right there by the theater. And our hotel was literally right across the street. And so like after the tournaments or the games were over for the day, we'd like, oh, let's go find somewhere to eat. And we would just fucking walk down like this main strip of restaurants, just as far as the eye can see, just all the way down. And we just walked and we're like, oh yeah, it looks good. Just go in. There's a lot of cool restaurants there and stuff. The architecture down in downtown Atlanta where we were, amazing. It was a beautiful area. Not a whole lot of like, I mean, like, you know, have those problems with like downtown areas where there's like a bunch of like homeless people and stuff like that. It really wasn't bad compared to a lot of places that I've been. But it was a lot of fun. Everything was in walking distance that we wanted to go to. It was not bad at all. It was actually a blast.
Awesome, man.
I thought one of the cool things about that tournament was, I mean, I watched like a few of the older matches just on YouTube and whatnot, just to get a little bit more history on like competitive CS:GO, just like watching some of the better matches,
Mhm.
and just the slow, methodical play that they were able to produce. Like it took out a lot of like the individuality that you kind of get online playing in like lower ranks, like I do, and you kind of just see like I don't know, just like these overarching like meta strategies on each map, and like
Oh yeah.
how certain teams are better at certain maps. Like it's incredible the level of play they're able to produce.
Oh, there's a huge meta. I was like talking to my dad about it. I was like, it's incredible. Like there's all this, like teams are vying for like map space. Like they'll have a guy push up just to like let them know he's there, basically, so that they can't push the flank and then execute in a different area or rotate away from there.
They had that
Um,
huge it was it the VP and SK game where they had the huge like fuck up on Mirage where SK
No, it
retook
was
the wrong
phase,
bomb
dude.
site?
It was
Oh, was it
phase.
phase? Okay,
Yeah, they like faked towards A, and then SK tried to retake, and by the time they realized that like it wasn't at A, it was too late for them to even go to B, and it was like a 3-on-1. So like they couldn't even
They
try
easily
that.
would have won it. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
it was cool, man.
Yeah.
It's just the high level play is unreal, and just like see them and like watch their concentration because they had the whole like face cam thing where you can see their face. Like you could see it sometimes on the stream where they would like if there's like one person left, they'd pull their face up and like the bottom right or bottom left. But like if you're looking at the stage had all their faces in front of where they were sitting. So
Yeah,
like
I saw
you can
that they
see them.
zoomed out.
I
the
was
monitors.
like I spent most of my time just like watching their faces and like watching like when they would call and when they would talk and like watching who was talking and like when's the end game leader like saying this one thing at one point in the map, or like when is he making calls and who's making calls when they see what thing. And you can't understand what they're saying or you can't really make it out, but you can see when they're talking, and that
like
was
when it
really
all
huge
comes
to me.
together.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
something big's happening, you see what's happening in the game and you see that guy like saying something, and then you can watch his teammates and where they're going and you're like, wow, like this is what they're doing is unreal. It's just I don't experience it when I'm playing.
I know, because then I get sad and I'm like, all right guys, let's execute toward A, we'll smoke, and then one dude just runs to mid. I'm like, all right, well fuck, like obviously this is not gonna work. Yeah, like we're not gonna be able to do anything because playing in a pub match. But
yeah,
man,
I always wondered, like, I know like there's like some competitive integrity that the like teams might want to keep in and like strategies, but I've always been like curious to like, maybe a VOD after the major where they actually like kind of interlace the team speak, so you can actually kind of hear what they're talking about and hear their calls. Like I think that would be just like so entertaining just to like kind of hear their diction and like just the way they actually like communicate, because that's something.
I think they have a few of those posted somewhere. I don't think they post them all the time, but I'm pretty sure I've seen somewhere they like play a match and they'll post like their team speak. Like if it's like an online qualifier or something, they'll post. You'll just find them out.
And
there.
there's some like lower level,
them,
like if you like rank S players, and like there's some pro players in that scene as well where they'll stream it on Twitch and you can watch. Like I watched one where Dazed was like making the calls for like basically a public match, and it was just really interesting to watch. He's like, all right, this round I want you to do this, smoke off here, blah blah blah. Like, and like I was like, oh wow, this is like really involved, much more involved than anything we ever do. Sometimes people in my games don't speak till round 8 and it's just to flame a teammate. It's just like, yo, you fucking suck. I'm like, oh, all right.
Cool. I'm glad you turned on voice and able just to tell me I suck dick. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. Good day to you too, sir.
Half the time I can't even respond because I'm actually sucking a dick. It's just
Anyway, that's awesome. I can't wait for the next major here in States. I hope there's another one at Columbus sometime, like because
Columbus has a much better location in my opinion than Atlanta.
Yeah,
I'm in
there.
Think about where Columbus is, like in the United States, and how, like I think I was reading there's like 8 major cities that are within like driving distance, reasonable driving distance.
Oh yeah, from Columbus you can reach like 80% of the population in the United, like some stupid high amount within like 12 hours, like something like save for like California.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. Maybe it'll come back here, and plus MLG's here, so maybe they'll get another shot at the.
I'm sure they will. I don't know if they'll do another one in America this year, because you think about the player base of CS, it's mostly overseas. So.
Eastern.
Yeah.
Moving on. Thank you for that, like telling us about that trip, man.
It sounds dope.
I honestly probably watched, like I had it on my phone propped up like on the plates, at work, like during lunch service and everything, like from 10 a.m. till close. And I went home and watched.
Yeah.
Like I probably watched like 30 hours of that tournament, like most of it, because I watched all the best of ones for the knockout stage too, which I like. That Swiss format was awesome.
That's what made it so interesting. I feel like is the fact that it was to the point where anything could happen. It was just like anybody's game at that point.
Yeah, because the favorites of the tournament, the team that won went down like 1-2, and if they lost another, they would have been out. They would have just been out of the tournament.
Really brought the best out of everybody. They had to prove it.
Anyway, moving on. Check out if you're watching on YouTube. Please subscribe, please share, tell your friends, watch the rest of their videos. We're working pretty hard. If you're watching live, go to that YouTube channel. Check us out, Grenades and Goblins on YouTube. We're slowly plugging away, taking over your lives. And also do me a favor and check out Logi.io. My friend Logan, who did the music intro for this on the YouTube video. You won't have seen it if you watch live. Eventually, I'm going to put a little buzz thing together for our live streams as well. But he did the little intro for the show, and check out Logi.io. He wants to work. He's done work in video games before. Check out his project Space Plan. He does sound design on that. Devolver, I think they're talking. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about this.
Space Plan was amazing.
Yeah, it was really cool. Former roommate of mine, full disclosure. But I think Devolver Digital is gonna pick it up, and they might make it for like phones and stuff soon as well.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And he's worked on a couple different apps. He's done different audio projects for like artists, and anyway, just check his portfolios on logey.io. And he's willing to work with streamers, like small guys like us, anyone. Just building a portfolio, and he's an extremely talented guy. And if you like, I sent him a bunch of stuff that I wanted the intro to sound like, and gave him a length, and he sent me something, and I was like, wow, that's exactly what I wanted. It's perfect. So check out Logi.io. Cheese. What's your topic, man?
I guess my topic's going to be like looking forward, going back to our roots here of video games. I think my last topic, that's a good barometer of how long ago we did this podcast. But I think my last topic was, what was your favorite for? Oh. No, wasn't it your? What's your favorite for game of the year before the game of the year came? I think. Anyway, so looking forward.
It was one of your topics.
Yeah, it was one of them. And then you and your cocksucking resolution topic. And, so.
By the way, has anyone tweeted? Everyone needs to tweet at Subliminal Cheese without the last E. Tell them your New Year's resolution, how you're keeping up.
Right. Yep. Right. And how you've given it up.
Nope. I'm still writing in this journal. Still doing it.
I never made one, so I think I'm good.
Well, I failed.
I like you, Greg. We'll keep you around.
I'm not taking better care of myself. I drank way too much beer.
So my topic, my question.
Yeah, you did say $250 worth.
Right.
But you drink free beer, so I think that kind of cancels it out. You know,
yeah, that's fine.
I don't think it cancels out the calories, buddy.
It does.
Oh man.
Anyway, sorry, Cheese.
No, you're good.
As you were saying, till we
you're good. There's all these games coming out this year. A lot of them we're looking forward to. We've talked about a lot of them. Mm-hmm. Mass Effect, for main example. Like, what if you could pick one from the year that you're most looking forward to? Only one. What's it gonna be? I mean, I'm looking through right now. The Resident Evil 7's already come out, and it looks amazing. Scalebound. You talked about. Did it get canceled?
Yep.
Scalebound got canceled. Yeah, it did.
Microsoft canned it.
No shit.
Yep.
Justice 2, Horizon Zero Dawn, Buck mentioned. For Honor, which the beta, we just played some of the beta this weekend.
How was that, man? Can we talk about that?
I liked it.
Quick? Because I only saw a little bit, and I was gone for the weekend, and I didn't get to play any of it.
I had a good time. I don't know longevity, but I had a blast.
Can you compare it to anything?
No.
Kind of looks like Smite in a respect, if we're talking about For Honor.
But it's not MOBA, though. That's a thing.
They take everything that I hated about that Chivalry game and just polished it. So then it's like kind of dope. Like, there's game modes like 4v4 sort of domination, capture points, and then there's like 2v2 duels basically. But their combat system's smart. I think it's intuitive. It's a direction based on a controller. I don't know. I didn't play on the keyboard and mouse, but like you could be a low level player against a high level player and competently hang in a sword fight. It was fun.
Yeah, it seems like it has a pretty intuitive like walking
Yeah.
system, like impairing system, like the way you were like leaning in direction you were
Yeah.
walking is like it's
Um,
kind of like a chess match.
It's weird. There's like
with
really there
swords.
hasn't been a game that was really made like that.
it was kind of wonky, some of the like dodge stuff, but I think that give the benefit of the doubt that they'll iron those minor issues out. But I think overall it was a good time.
Okay.
So anyway, that's my question. Like Wildlands is coming out this year. I think Red Dead 2 is released, slated for the end of the year.
Shit, I had one in mind. Then you said Red Dead 2. Son of a
Right.
bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
That's
I don't
why
know.
Are we really only picking one?
Just
All right,
one.
well,
Give me one.
I will say one. The one I'll say Horizon Zero Dawn because I know what Red Dead is already, and like they can iterate on a bunch
Okay.
of stuff, and they might do like an online thing like GTA Online. But Horizon Zero Dawn is a totally new project from Guerrilla Games, who formerly you'll know them as doing the Killzone games. They make very beautiful looking games. They're not always the best. Like the Killzone games always were like some of the best looking games. Like Killzone Shadowfall is still one of the best looking games on PS4. But they're taking a stab at an open world RPG, and just all the gameplay I've seen of it looks really cool. Like it's a weird few. I don't even know what you'd call it. I think they call it like post apocalypse. They called it. I think it's set out in Colorado or post apocalypse Colorado. And I don't know, like just watching the combat, it like you had all sorts of different like arrows to take down these like crazy mechanized monsters in an open world. I just need to know what more the gameplay is like, but I think I'm just so curious about that game. The Kind of Funny guys actually just posted a gameplay video of it today. Like the guy Greg Miller, he got to sit down with it for like 3 hours, and he was raving about
Oh wow.
and they posted some
think that's
gameplay
one
on
of the
YouTube I haven't
things
had a chance to see yet, but since
The
it's a new
curiosity
IP,
thing.
I just need to know like
Yeah.
how good, like if it's good or if it's as like hyped up as everyone. You know, we've all been let down by the hype machine before, No Man's Sky or something else, but this is a game that Sony's been putting its force behind, in a way that they normally do with like Uncharted games, and they're like showing little vertical slices here and there, and like showing you little trailers, but we still don't know what like the moment to moment gameplay is going to be like. And just because I know what Red Dead's moment to moment gameplay is basically like, I'll give the edge to Horizon Zero Dawn just because I'm so curious.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
But very closely on its tails is Red Dead 2, because fuck man, that Red Dead 1 is so good. And I just hope they don't fuck it all up, like trying to lean into the online and like 3 or 4 character sort of thing. Like I hope they don't just make it GTA Western.
Oh yeah, that'd be
because Red Dead was kind of GTA Western, but it was its own thing still. So I hope they don't lean into it too hard. Yeah, Resident Evil Dog.
All right, I'm gonna come out of the left field with this one, and I'm gonna say that I'm hoping for Star Citizen 3.0. There.
Oh, that would be cool. What version are they on now?
2.6.
So what?
0.1.
What is supposed to come with 3.0?
Are
they gonna like
iterate
meld some of the modules together?
Yeah, it's kind of like that. They're trying to kind of start pushing them together at this point. And then I think they're supposed to be releasing Squadron 42 this year.
Is that the single player
Which is the
stuff?
single player version. It's like the single player thing for it. So I really like the game a lot. I've played some of the online like first person stuff, like the little arena thing that they have, and that was really fun. There's still some stuff, balancing issues and stuff like that they need to figure out. But that's fairly easy to do. The stuff that I'm really looking forward to though is the persistent universe, where you can like low level, like flying down to a planet and going to like a base on one of the planets and like doing the missions, like the stuff where you're just like delivering cargo and then you get ambushed by space pirates and stuff like that. And I just want to be able to do that with like my friends, and like have like a really good. They're supposed to be ironing out the net code stuff, and that's what I really want to happen with that game. I want that experience of like, yeah, I'm a fucking like space like rebel guy, or like I'm a space mercenary, and I want to be able to do that, and that's what I've been
Space
looking forward
cowboy,
to
man.
the whole time. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I've been looking forward to. Is it's like partying up with a few people and just like, hey, we're gonna run this mission. We gotta take this cargo from X planet to Y planet. Let's go, and then we fucking get ambushed, and you have to like split off from your formation. And you're like coordinating attacks with people and stuff, and that's what I want.
On a very low level, that's kind of what we're doing in GTA right now, and I would agree with you, like with the motorcycle stuff. We're like, all right, let's go. But we're in a very contained map.
Yeah.
But like, I wanted, like, I'm with you. Like, I totally want an excuse to fly around fucking space and run like cargo missions and stuff. That sounds awesome to me. Like those kinds of like Sims. And I think some of that came up when we were talking about. Remember, we had a topic a while ago where we talked about what would our video game we would create.
Yeah, that was
I remember
yours was a
wanting to do,
space
like,
western.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I won't lie, a few times I've gone to the Robert Space Industries website and like hovered over the buy a ship like icon a few times. I'm like, well, Buck has it, maybe we can fly around and do shit. I'm like,
Cheese has it.
Yeah, I can't.
I do, and I've only played like 2.5
you have
hours
it?
of it, maybe.
Oh,
yeah.
So this is information.
We need to hop back in it. We need to.
I thought you. I'm sorry. I thought you knew that. I bought it on a whim one night. I was drunk, believe it or not, and I bought it.
It wouldn't be my first drunk purchase.
No.
It definitely wouldn't be my last. So
yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I'll get like he's like, yo, I just bought you like and me and Cheese a game, and I'm just like, wait,
Right.
what? And he's like, yeah, fuck it, it's lit, YOLO.
Right.
Okay.
and then regardless of what time it is, I'm like, download it right now. I want to
Right.
play it.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, it's 3 a.m. Yeah, I know. Let's fucking play.
That's basically what I did with Cheese. Like, I texted him and messaged him on Discord. I'm like, going around, download this. We need to play GTA. Download this. Yeah, but Star Citizen 3.0 would be cool, and that would probably get me on board.
I wanna see what's happening.
But it just shows me how much you like that game. Like,
I keep up with it, man. I want it to fucking happen. I want it to be like the fucking big thing for PC gaming or for gaming.
Dude, it's like the white whale of gaming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The like a fully functional Star Citizen that works well. Like, that's like that's the pinnacle of emergent gameplay that everyone wanted No Man's Sky to be. So, here's hoping, I suppose.
Yeah.
Well, it just kind of shows you like you just kind of get like a look into like No Man's Sky and like how much money and how much time's been funneled into Star Citizen, and then they just release No Man's Sky thinking that they can do that. I mean, like, it's not really shocking how badly that game ended up turning out, because the funding and everything that's gone into Star Citizen is just like so immense compared to No Man's Sky.
What are they up to?
Yeah, because like shortly after No Man's Sky came out, they actually like released the landing on planets like expansion, like the module stuff in Star Citizen, I believe. You were like, look, this is already better than No Man's Sky, and I was just like, oh, fucked.
yeah.
No Man's Sky just leaned into all the stuff that wasn't fun about games, sadly.
Yeah, they just made Space Minecraft, but worse.
Yeah, well, the thing is, Space Minecraft would have been awesome, but the building stuff wasn't.
They have that. They have it. Where you go to a different planet, you can like go to the moon and shit.
Well, yeah, but I mean, honestly, like way you fly, I don't know. The graphics of the game, flying around the ships is fun. Like discovering a huge planet, like and coming across a bunch of freighters. Now you can get your own freighter. Like, if they built out the building in that game, it could be really awesome. The problem was, like, you had a base there, a base of gameplay that was just extremely boring and repetitive, and you lost your entire player base right away.
Well,
which is a shame, because, like, there's a skeleton there for, like, an amazing game, and what they, like, tried to sell to people, what they tried to sell to people, Sean Murray tried to sell to people, was super awesome concept, but the variety and the actual gameplay just wasn't there.
It felt like smoke and mirrors at the end of the day when the dust settled that first week or two. It felt like smoke and mirrors, and the wool had been pulled over my eyes personally, and then I think everybody else could share that sentiment that like I didn't get what I paid $60 for. So
yeah, I think that's the big problem. If they come in with a price point of like $19.99 and then release like a full
different
version, yeah, like I think it would have been fine at $20, but the $60 price tag for an unfinished game is just like, whatever. I mean, it's a beaten drum, but like,
Yeah.
know.
Sony really fucked that up too by getting behind it. They shouldn't have put it on a disc. They shouldn't have done any of that. They should have released it as a. If they also like I would even be okay with $30 if they're like, this is early access. We're gonna be continually adding stuff to it. You know, we're gonna be.
There's a lot of
essentially
keywords in
adding
there
modules,
too.
you know, yeah. And I don't even like early access, but No Man's Sky like feels like an early access game, and people just feel ripped off.
Yeah.
So,
I got
anyway, not to turn the conversation
$15
fucking No Man's Sky. I feel like that game has been talked about at length, but yeah, I'm with you on Star Citizen. I'm totally with you on that. I didn't even think about it. The other two, what are you two guys looking forward to this year?
I'm looking forward to some Nintendo Switch action. I don't know if I'll actually be getting a Switch, but like, I'm really looking for Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. That game looks awesome. It looks like Dark Souls and Zelda, and I mean Twilight Princess was so good, and that's the last Zelda game I played, and I'm just overly enthusiastic for Zelda be coming back. Mario Odyssey doesn't look as good, but I mean, I'm a sucker for Nintendo
could be
games.
Awesome. Yeah,
but
you know that you bring a good point, Greg.
But
go ahead.
The other game I'm looking forward to is, I can't remember the title on it, but they're releasing a new South Park game, and I had a lot of fun with
Butthole.
Yeah, I had so much fun with Stick of Truth. There were some problems, but
I'm very excited for South Park.
Yeah, like they're just like really fun, casual games. Like I sunk so many hours in that game just because it was like playing a comic book, and I am totally on board with that.
It was like playing the show. Like when you came back.
That was amazing. Yeah, it was
came back and
so
played,
entertaining.
The guitar riff would be like dun dun dun, and I'm like, oh shit! It's like I came back from commercial.
I really enjoyed it. I really
those are some great options, Greg. And I'm totally with you with Nintendo. Like, part of me really wants a Switch right when it launches, and if I wasn't going to PAX East, I probably would throw my tax return at it. Like I would just be like, fuck it, let's get a Switch, because I'm like so ready for some Nintendo games again. Like I really want to try Splatoon. Splatoon 2 I guess is coming out with the Switch. Really want to play Breath of the Wild, and I really want to play that new Mario game when it comes out. So maybe I'll just wait until like there's probably going to be some sort of bundle with Zelda and then Mario Odyssey. But I think it's time. Like it's been a while since I've had a Nintendo console, and I'm like back on board with wanting to play Nintendo games.
And one thing I'll say about like just buying the Switch in general is I think part of my hesitation for it is the recent trend of consoles being released and then being upgraded and released later. Since it's a portable console, I'm really thinking that there's going to be some serious hardware issues in the first batch. The second batch, they'll clean those up, and then the third batch, there will be extended battery life, and that's why you want a portable console, is to have it and be able to play it whenever. So I'm gonna wait till they like really just like, like throw out an actual like 8-hour battery pack with it or whatever. I'm not really on board with like a 2-hour, 3-hour battery life if I'm using it for portability.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions to be asked. Honestly, as long as it performs well, like in the dock, I think that's what I'm fine with, because I don't think I'm going to be carrying that thing around a lot. Like I have a Vita, I've got a phone, like I've got plenty of stuff to play on the go.
It's such a weird that the whole thing is just such a weird concept to me.
But I want it to work, A strong Nintendo is good for the games industry.
I agree.
The other problem I guess I have with it is like all the accessories are so fucking expensive. Like to get a secondary dock is like $90. To get like more Joy-Cons is like, to get 2 of them is $80. For a single one is $50. The Pro controller's $70. Like there's a lot of like extra cost in there. If like, let's say you wanted to have 2 docks in your house, like if I were to have a Switch, I would want to have one up here in my room at my computer so I could stream games and play here. Then I would also want to have it down like TV, which that sort of portability I think is awesome and could work with the Switch, like moving it room to room, like wherever you wanted to play it, like that's cool. But having people like have to buy in at $90 to have that sort of experience, that's kind of crazy.
I know there's a lot of questions.
Never in a million years justify that.
Yeah.
Right off the clip, no way.
Like a lot of questions left. Like, are they going to allow third parties to like design and make accessories for that, or like? Yeah, I don't know. Is there going to be like a Mad Catz like Switch controller,
like Joy-Con
or something?
Yeah.
Like,
I think
they'll ease the burden a little bit, but I mean, it still doesn't really. I mean, we don't have.
But when was the last time Mad Catz made any sort of good peripheral?
I mean,
Mad Cat's controller was
it was
always
more
like the friend
an
controller, like, oh,
illustration.
I've got
Yeah.
mine, and here
Oh,
you
okay.
have this
Yeah.
one. It's like shitty plastic. It lights up, but it works like shit. You can't click the sticks in, so
Yeah.
here you go.
Yeah, I think a lot of that type of stuff will kind of be like growing pains with it because it is a new sort of way to do a console, and I think they'll find out that it's not going to work and probably see those price points drop, or you'll see carriers of those things drop the prices because if they're making enough money off the console itself and the games, maybe they can drop the accessories to try to like continue the sales of Nintendo Switch. So
what I'm thinking is the rumored price for the Switch was like $250, and they came out at $299, $300. I think they priced it at $300 to give themselves room to lower it for like bundles and sales, like in the future after they move those initial units. So you get the people, the hardcore Nintendo fans in at $300. So like, yeah, we got the Switch, and then you've got people on the edge like me. They suddenly drop it to $250. I'm probably thinking about it just a little bit.
yeah.
It has been a long time. Like the Wii U was a complete failure. Like nobody played the Wii U except the hardest of the hardcore Nintendo fans. Half of us, like I know most of us consider ourselves like in the know, like with video games. The Wii U was out for like 3 months, and I was like, "Oh, it's a new console!" Like I didn't even fucking know it was. I thought it was just like an addition to the Wii.
The Wii U is a fucking garbage truck on fire.
Yeah, but
No
I mean, they
reference
had
for
some
you.
good games on there, so they're gonna try and pawn those over to the Switch. Like I hope there's like a Super Mario Maker on Switch and stuff like that.
Well, that's why Breath of the Wild got delayed, is because they were just like, if we release this on Wii U, we're wasting our time. So they delayed it to 2017.
It's
Yeah,
true.
you're right.
I mean, you're sending your game to like a dead platform.
Yeah, there's just
It was
it's
all
not going to sell
right.
units of Wii U.
Um,
But I think they're releasing at a good time though, because I don't really see the point in buying a PS4 Slim or whatever Xbox is releasing. So if you're looking to like get a new gaming experience, I think it's the right timing in terms of releasing that console.
At the day, what's going to sell at the end of the day? What's going to sell a Nintendo product is a Zelda game
Yeah.
So
And
like,
a
they need
Mario
to
game.
push
Their
it
IP
out.
and a Mario game,
Yeah,
but
their IP
I think
definitely
they slated that for what the end of this year, right?
Yeah, that's probably. I think it was like October. Or
Several
something.
months later, yeah.
Yeah, but packaging Zelda is definitely the way to go.
For
Launch
sure.
Live's kind of weak, but there are enough people that are going to want to get on the ground floor.
And Zelda, and to be fair, it's like
It
I've
looks
always
great.
loved Zelda, but this game looks phenomenal. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Mhm.
I've heard some issues with frame rate when it's in handheld mode. I hope that's not the case, but that's what all comes down to, performance. Like, Nintendo never did like 4K, like realistic graphics, and that's good for them because they never needed to do that. Like they just always had good gameplay, cartoony graphics, like super polygonal, artistic style, and it always worked well for them. So this might be a good move. I don't know how we got into talking about hardware, but I agree with you, Greg. Those Nintendo games, I do want to get them in my hands and try them out. Breath of the Wild. If you had to pick one though, is it Legend of Zelda?
Yeah, I mean, I just think that game, like Mario games like Galaxy, was just like not worth my time. I
Really
played
like
it, I
Galaxy.
beat it, but it was not worth my time. I haven't liked a Mario game since Sunshine, so I don't think I'll. It has to be Zelda, and then definitely, like I said, the South Park game is just like I'm so excited for that. I just had too much fun.
Superhero one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Fractured But
yeah.
Whole.
I think it's like an
I would
Avengers
definitely
spin.
have to play that. It's so. The first one was so good.
I'm
It was
pretty
so
excited
fun,
about it.
like running
It's just
around.
goofy and dumb and great, hilarious. I don't know. It's just
Yeah,
The-
when you're fighting like the underwear gnomes on the bed while your parents are having sex,
Uh-huh.
and like,
Oh
you have
my
to dodge
God.
the swinging ball sack coming through. I was just like, I can't believe they did this, but at the same time, like, I'm glad they did this. I'm glad I'm dodging a ball
the
sack.
game we didn't know that needed to be made.
Yeah, exactly.
Cheese, have you got any? What do you
where
look
Yeah, but first I'm supposed to say counter-terrorist win. Apparently.
Who said that?
RJ in
Oh.
chat. So
Oh.
there you have it. There you go, RJ.
Yeah.
My game is going to be it's a complete toss-up between Mass Effect and Red Dead, but
In Mass Effect, I didn't think about that either.
Mass Effect's so close. It's essentially a month away at this point.
Yeah.
In March. So, I mean, Red Dead Redemption is one of my all-time favorites. Mass Effect, the series, is one of my all-time favorites. it's I'm splitting hairs, but yeah, I'll jump on Mass Effect. It's right around the corner. It's a day one release buy for me, no questions asked. Red Dead will be as well, but who knows? That might get delayed into 2018 for all we know. So I'll say Mass Effect, Andromeda, almost hands down. There's a lot of interesting games this year that I'm probably going to purchase. South Park being one of them. Uh, there's a game coming out, sort of like zombie-oriented, post-apocalyptic, but it's got like the Horde technology. I can't think of what it's called. Our Last Days or something like that. It looks interesting to me, but nothing falls kind of.
Days Gone.
Days Gone is it? Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
That looks pretty cool. But I think Mass Effect is going to take it for me for that.
Yeah, right. Mass Effect looks cool. The thing about Mass Effect that has the same kind of effect for me that is Horizon Zero. It's in between Horizon Zero Dawn and Red Dead for me, because like I feel like I know more of what Red Dead's kind of going to be like. Rockstar could throw a wrench in there, like with multiple characters, but then again, we've seen that in GTA already. Mass Effect is taking a whole new leap into like, it's a game we've played before. We've played Mass Effect. We know there's going to be branching storylines, good and bad storylines, quote unquote Paragon and Renegade. You're going to have the conversation trees. You're going to have like relationships. You're going to have a badass ship with a pilot who's cracking quips, and you can invite people to the cabin, and but
do that whole
there's the whole added gameplay where you're in like a galaxy you've never been in before, so like none of us actually know what you're doing while you're out there. Like, there's definitely a big, like in the trailers they've showed like a big bad, but then they've also shown like other species that have already been out there, like there are already settlements. So I'm just so curious to find out what actually is.
Yeah, I've been trying really hard and very purposefully not paying attention to, because I want this to be as organic as possible when I open the package or download on Steam. And so I want it to be completely brand new. But I've seen like some like plant and animal scanning, and like I don't know. Like
I don't know what's
deep.
moment to moment in Mass
right.
Like in the Mass Effect series, like Mass Effect 1 through 3, you got to stop the Reapers, or Mass Effect 1 to stop Saren. It's like the Reapers mystery, and was the war. And this was just like, what are we doing? So like, I'm so curious to figure out what that is. So awesome. Greg, again, guys, check out Logi.io. Check out Grenades and Goblins on YouTube, and follow all of us on Twitch.
Just do it.
Yeah, just do it, man.
Just do it.
Nike. Just go.
I left my Nikes in. I left my new Nikes in the hotel.
Get wrecked.
Oh, did you call? Did you try and call?
No, David and Nick were still there, so they picked them up.
Oh, they got him. Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah. It's better than the Luminosity.
Fucking I leave something every major. I've left something. All right.
Well, to be fair, Luminosity's garbage now, so
yeah. So yeah, fuck Luminosity. I mean, yeah.
Greg, what's your topic?
Yeah, this is kind of more of a broad topic and not something where you're just gonna have like one specific answer, but it's just about like payoff in video games. We were talking about GTA and like CS:GO and Hearthstone, how like you can play them, but you can't play them for a long period of time because in those type of grindy games, the payoff just isn't there. Like yeah, you might get a good kill death ratio, so you'll plug another game and you'll do poorly, and there's just not enough payoff unless you're like overtly dedicated to the game sometimes. So I'm just like curious to see what your guys' opinion is, and like in terms of like what does a game need to give you for you to continuously play it and plug those hours? Like what really like motivates you to continue playing a series of a game?
Well, that's what. Oh, go ahead. Jeez.
No, mine's short and sweet, and Jono and I had a brief conversation I think it was Friday or Thursday when we downloaded the beta for Honor, and we talked briefly about its replayability. How many sword fights, how many variations of such will keep you sort of interested in the game, or like Greg said, like maybe your kill death's good and you want to maintain it, or etc. But so I'm relatively easy when it comes to games and keeping my attention, is as long as it's got cool customability, like with a character, or
gives you onus over
an RPG style upgrades, level ups and such like that. Like it's some kind of progression that's not super linear. Like I'm good. Like I'm sweet. You know, the style will come into play for face value and purchase wise, but
We talking like multiple inputs, multiple outcomes type
yeah,
stuff?
well, not even necessarily. Like, okay, for honor, it is what it is. But if I can upgrade my character, you know,
kind of inject yourself into the
branch
game.
off, sure, man. If I can level up and like, oh well, I have something to work towards. There's that helmet's going to be dope when I have it.
Oh, like making it your own. Like this is my
sure,
character.
yeah, like
okay,
that. Those are incentives that I need. Those are what's going to keep me involved. But
yes, he has assless chaps. I wanted it that way. Damn it.
I've already got them. That's a good example.
We weren't talking about real life. Okay.
Battlefront is a good example of that, Brad. We played the level 50. We got the Shadow Troopers, and we did with like in like 3 weeks.
I still don't have a Shadow Trooper.
I'd see. I got that like straight. We played so much of that, and it was like, well, you hit level 50, and there was nothing else to do. Like, what's my incentive? What's my motivation? And I lost interest entirely. So those are my things that I'm looking for personally.
Well, that's the play of the game designer almost, and it's almost weird. Like I have this weird. Sorry, my dog is plopping around this giant horse. I have a weird feeling about it because it's almost like psychological. Like when a game designer is making a game, it's not all about like just the linear story anymore. It's like, I mean, there still are those like linear good stories told. You look at like Tomb Raider, look at Uncharted,
Last of Us,
Deus Ex, Last of Us. Not to just name all Naughty Dog games and Tomb Raider alikes.
Nah, it's fine.
They're getting fewer and further between. With the rise of like online gameplay, and yeah, like a lot of the stuff that attracts me now is like onus over your character and what you can do, like the freedom of choice, and like game designers are now like baking all like every game now like you look at has some sort of online functionality where you're like playing with friends or you're like putting new skins and shit on your character. You know, oh, in The Division I got a sweet new beanie. Oh, in CS:GO I got a new skin for my AK. Oh, and in GTA I just bought this really dope car. Like you're always like they're always just putting more stuff for you. Like, you know, they're just putting the carrot in front of your face to run after. And some of that seems like kind of dark in a way. Like like sometimes I struggle with that, especially the GTA. Like the other day I was sitting there and I was like, man, if I just threw $20 at this, I could go buy this and this and this. And I'm like, oh, no, that's exactly what they want me to do. Like just like figuring out how just to put it out of your reach so that you could work for it, but like the money maybe is like worth your time, or maybe, you know. So I'm just trying to get better about just being like, I'm just here to play and have a good time anyway, so like I don't need to throw money in at this. But for me, I guess what I look for, it depends. Like it changes from game to game, because sometimes in Minecraft, like if I'm playing Minecraft or I'm playing GTA, and more so Minecraft, like sometimes I just want to chill. I've got games on my Vita, I just want to chill out. I don't really want to think that in depth. And then there's a competitive side of me. That competitive side comes out when I used to play Call of Duty. Now, when we play Siege, like the competitive tactical aspect where like I feel, you know, the adrenaline rush after you win like a big like 3v1 clutch or something and your friends and everyone's yelling and stuff, like that shit is addicting and you want to come, you're like, man, I want that again. So that's what keeps you coming back in Siege, even though you're playing the same maps over and over again. So I guess for me it's like the push and pull of like wanting to have like a very competitive mindset and like and getting fun out of like almost the glory of like doing well in a game against other people or playing with my friends. And then the lack side where it's just like, I just need to chill out. Let's just drive around GTA. Let's just build something in Minecraft. Let's just, you know, relax. I guess it's like the difference between lounging back and like leaning into the screen. So those are the two types of like games I'm attracted to.
Yeah, I kind of feel similar. Like when I'm playing Minecraft and I'm building this huge tower that we worked on forever, and it ends up looking like a penis. Like it is like
it always
like,
does.
There is just like
ends up looking like a penis.
Right.
Yes,
it's just like the payoff is just like so slim, because I just worked for like 5 hours, like, and like 3 Bloody Marys later, I made a huge dick. And like it's just like, you know, it's just like not there for me because I'm not good enough or like skilled enough or creative enough to like actually get the payoff that I want out of that game. And like GTA, I also kind of struggle. Like when I'm playing with friends, it is awesome. It is so much fun. You know, you just get to kind of like have the free will and freedom of selection, but then you have no money. Like in like you just everything that you want to grind for is out of reach. So you work and like you
Play with
retry
randos.
campaigns and
Yeah.
retry heists, but like or you play an adversary mode you don't like, and then your payoff is just like what like the grind. Like I think that's like part of what like for me like payoff in like South Park, and it's why I'm so
sad.
excited for it. Is it's because my payoff is going to be pure enjoyment, and it's not going to ever feel like a grind playing that game.
It's like, do the ends justify the grind, sort of
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. That's exactly what I'm trying to get at. Is like, at what point do you find your tipping point? You know?
Well, and that's something I've actually gotten a lot better about. There's some games, I think we've all been there. We've played a game, and it's on us now. Like, everyone has this completionist attitude, but it's almost like okay, I've had my fill. I don't really want to play this anymore. I'm just gonna set it down and go do literally anything else. Like you don't have to finish a game, but like, or you don't have to find every question mark on The Witcher 3, which I fucking did because I'm insane. You know what I mean? Like there came to a point where I was like, you know what? Why am I doing this? I gotta stop. Like I'm just running around doing nothing. Like it's getting I'm actually accomplishing nothing. I'm getting no XP. I'm just doing it because I want to finish it. And if I want to finish it, why don't I just skip all these question marks and do the story? So it's like give and take with that as well. So like I was grinding for no reason.
You know, that's what video games are for at the end of the day. And you want to have a good time. So if this question mark, this is a futile question mark.
Well, the thing is, I wasn't having a good time. That was
so you just were just doing it like robotically.
Like a chore.
Yeah,
like
I was just doing it like chores. That's why I was like, oh, now I gotta go do this and whatever. That's why I jumped off.
All right, no, I'm with you now.
The first time I played The Witcher, I jumped off after like 20 some hours. Like, and the story was just getting started. Most of that time was me running around the question marks, and I was like, this isn't fun, man. Like, I don't get it. And then I went back and I was like, I'll play the game, and it was so much fun. Like, it was so much fun.
It up and really chased after it, and I feel like that's kind of I'm kind of
I swear if you get into it and you can like train yourself like, all right, I'm gonna clear out a couple question marks, that's cool, now I'm gonna go do a story mission, like, and it gets its hooks in you, it's game over. Because all of a sudden now I'm looking at like 120 hours in the game. It's stupid.
It's so good.
I feel like my whole thing was like, I don't want to be like super underpowered for the next thing that I have to do in the story or whatever. Like I don't know what I'm coming up against, so like I go and like try and like, oh yeah, well, like I'll just do like a few quests in this area, and I'm like, oh, there's only like 16 more left, and then like I do a few more, I'm like, oh, there's only like 10 left, and like you just keep doing it, and I'm like, at least I'll be ready to go for the next area, and then by the time you finish it, you're like, I think I'm done for the day, and you just like log off or whatever, and that's kind of where I'm at.
Well, the way they designed that game too, like you don't get that much XP from question marks. You get some, but the brunt of your XP is actually from the story missions, so you might be like, better off to just go do it. And
they do a good job of coaching you and guiding you through I think like a color system even of like what you may or may not be able to do, or what suggested levels and such. So,
I think one of the things that we kind of hit on with like talking about those Naughty Dog games and everything is like also like and like valuing your time for that payoff is like when you put 10 hours into Last of Us and you beat the game and maybe beat it twice at 15 hours or whatever, is that's like that storyline, although you didn't get as much value per time in terms of like dollar to minute, that payoff might just be so much stronger than sinking 120 hours into just like rampaging through another game. It's like such a weird dynamic, and like Steam's not help with that, where you get to buy games at variable pricing, so you don't always have to like justify your price spent or dollar spent, I guess.
Yeah, I've had an easier time as I've played more PC games. It's like, oh, I only spent $5 on this. Like, whatever. I'll drop it for a minute. Like, try it, like the Humble Bundle stuff. I'm like, oh, that was cool. Like, but I didn't spend $70 on it, so I don't feel the need to finish, like, justify the cost.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot more conversation to have about that, but I feel comfortable saying, like, that I need my balance is in between competitive and lounging. Because for me, The Witcher was my lounge game, and it's great. Just chilling back.
Yeah.
Clearing some area, and
I really like finally
so
recently started getting back into like the lounging thing, like when we did like the couch cast stuff, and I was like, wow, like I can actually like play a game and enjoy it and have like fun with my friends and play like a story game because like most of the time when I do story games, I'm just like sitting there like, okay, I gotta like I feel like it's more of like a chore for me because I'm sitting here like by myself and I have to like grind out this game and I'm like I don't know, it's so much easier for somebody like while I'm in the middle of playing that and like like you or like CJ messages me and they're like, hey, you want to play a game of CS? I'm like, yep, and I just log out like immediately. I'm like, all right, I'm done, let's go.
Yeah.
And so for me, I really picked up CS:GO in like 2014, late 2014. Um, like coming from Battlefield, like we played Battlefield every night, and then one night CJ was like, "Hey, do you want to play? Like, guys want to play CS:GO?" And I
You
was
guys
like,
want to get
"Yeah."
salty as fuck? It's like,
Well,
yeah,
and we
dude.
didn't even know. We didn't even know because the game came out in 2012, and we were still playing CS Source at that point. Like we were like, "Oh, CS:GO sucks. Like we're just gonna play CS Source. Like we're much more used to it, and it's much more fun, and blah blah blah."
Mm.
And then like he was like, "Hey, do you guys want to play CS:GO?" And like after that, it was just fucking over, and that's all I did for at least like a year and a half, maybe 2 years. It's the only like really the only game I played. I didn't buy any other games. I didn't really do anything else. Like I picked up like it was kind of around that time, like kind of when like Fallout 4 came out, and I was like, yeah, I'll buy it, and I bought it, and like I beat it in like fucking like 2 days, and I was like, okay, this is stupid. Let's play Counter Strike again. And I finally realized like a lot of what I look for in a game is kind of like the social interaction that I get out of it for me,
Yeah.
because especially now like with my job, like I don't get very much social interaction. I work fucking like midnight to 10 a.m. and it's just kind of like I don't talk to anybody, I don't see anybody, I don't hang out with anybody. Like I don't really have that many friends like here because I don't have time to like go out and meet people, and I don't have time to, even if I knew people, to like go out and hang out with those people. So I get a lot of my social interaction out of playing games. So I play a lot of multiplayer games and a lot of team-based multiplayer games where you're like working together to achieve something. And I finally, with the Couchcast thing and with, I guess now, like the video that I'm working on, spoiler like teaser or whatever, I'm playing through Shadow Warrior, but the whole shtick of the video is that I'm laying in my bed, like I'm laying down in my bed and playing the game, and I'm
That's
using
funny.
a controller, and it's horrific because I'm bad with the controller. But it's just me like going through
I
the
can't wait to
struggle,
see
and
that. I didn't know you were doing that.
it's interesting. But yeah, I'm just like eating snacks and chilling in my bed. Like
Nice.
it's funny. But with the Couchcast thing, it's really kind of opened up a new way for me to like have those social experiences while also playing single player games. Because it's fun for me to just hang out on the couch with my roommate and just have those like 2 hours or whatever where we're just
Yeah.
playing this game, like we're making it our own thing. Like maybe we have a disagreement. I'm like, dude, I want to do this, and he's like, oh, I want to go do this. I don't know. It's just my whole thing with games now is like it's social interaction and not even
Dude,
on the level
I
of
am
like
totally
talking
on
to
board with you.
people.
I'm totally on board with you. I mean, that's why Twitch is so
Yeah.
successful too. Like people play
Yeah.
single player. Look at all the dark. Like, dude, I would liken a lot of the Dark Souls like popularity to the Twitch community, streaming community, because people are fervent about watching and like interacting. Be like, oh, have you tried this? And then just comes other conversation. It's like you were all sitting crowded around the TV, like talking. And
That's
it's the
in
same.
that. Yeah.
Like,
I didn't realize that I was longing in playing Counter Strike and like super competitive team based games. I didn't realize that's what I wanted.
yeah.
But now with the Couchcast thing, it's like, yeah, this is where I want to live. I want to live in this area where it's just me and like my buddy, and we're playing through this single player game and sharing this brand new experience together. And that's kind of where it's at for me. It's like I just
Totally.
want the social thing.
Totally get it, because I moved my PS4 downstairs like 2 weeks ago. Greg was over, even we were playing game. Like I bought a bunch of co-op games for like $5.
Mm-hmm.
There was a sale, and I was like, shit, this is fun. Like, I'm glad I bought these, and my PS4 is still downstairs. Like I bought a second PS4 cable so I can have like an HDMI and a power cable downstairs, so I can move it downstairs more. Just sit and chill on the couch.
That's awesome.
Sometimes it's so easy to just get trapped in this nice, this comfy chair and like just slave away game all day and just be like, man, I was leaning forward and I'm comfortable. I don't know, sitting on the couch and gaming is just totally different experience.
I like my DX Racer and it's nice, but dude, that I paid much more for is a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
And also, like, there's something to be said. Like, we were playing Hitman together, August and I, and like, there's this
Hitman
one
was
level
so
with like a
fun.
TV reporter right as you walk in, and we found as many ways as possible just to kill this TV reporter. And like, that's something if you're by yourself, you can never justify. And you just start feeling cruel. But when you're just like sitting with a friend and like playing a game and just kind of like letting all the other like side and like competencies that the game wants you to do get out of the way, and you just like explore it with like just idiocracy. It is just it's just so much fun playing
a
casually.
game with someone is the whole like what if statement. I'm just like, yo, Greg, like, what if you went and grabbed that brick and chucked it at her head? And he's like, yeah, what if I did that? And then he would do it. And I'm like, yo, what if you found that screwdriver and chucked it at her head? And then so on and so forth. We chucked a lot of things at this lady's head.
Fair enough.
But it was funny every time. And that's something that you can't get sometimes without playing on the couch.
I feel like it's when you're by yourself, you have this like super focused mentality of like it's just you, and you're like, I want to beat this game, like I want to complete. You're working towards an objective, whereas when you're with people, you're like, like you're focused more on like having fun. You're like, oh yeah, let's do this thing. Like, oh yeah, wouldn't it be funny? Like I just feel like that's what it is for me. It's when I'm by myself, I'm like, I get like, for example, when I got Fallout 4,
it's like telling jokes to beat this yourself. Like, you can't do that.
You can't share that with anybody. You can't be like, oh yeah, well I was on Fallout 4 the other day, I did blah 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 thing, and everybody's like, oh yeah, that's funny. But when you actually do it with somebody, you're like, then you have that shared experience, so you can be like, oh yeah, August, you remember that time we fucking threw that screwdriver at that lady's head for 5 hours? Like, it's just some stupid shit. Like,
it makes sense to you, but no one else, and that's all you need.
I guess that's like the human things, like sharing experiences, and I found out that's what it is for me, is just having those times.
It's really hard to laugh out loud by yourself. That's for sure. For sure. And like if you're playing GTA 5 online with like your friends and you do like some just dumb stuff, or you like fail a mission horrifically, like you can't have that laugh with just like random people or like messing with NPCs.
You just exhale out your nose a little faster, like. Like the other day, I'll tell an emergent story. Cheese.
He broke. The serious face broke.
Yep,
there it was.
That's actually part of most of my goals. Like, can I make Cheese laugh? Because he's just sitting there so stern. I'm like, I bet I can get him to crack. But him and I, we were trying to find a motorcycle for a motorcycle gang. We were playing with our friend Replacement Part, and I'm like, "Oh shit, there's a bike!" And then some car just rolls up, and right before we get there, and Ken just jumps out of the car and kicks the dude off the motorcycle. And I'm like, "Oh, I guess that's not yours." And he's like, "Fuck you guys!" and just drives away. And I was like, "I'm so glad that happened. Like, that's the kind of shit that I need to happen." It was perfect.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're coming up on an hour and 15 minutes, and it was mostly a game-related podcast, and my topic is not game-related. So I'll just save it for next week. What do you guys think of that?
That's fine with me. I mean,
that's you, man.
Yeah.
That's
what
you
it's one I want to like. Life. Oh God. Well, I want to throw it in there, but it's one I kind of want to talk for a while about, and I don't want this.
Okay, hours, so. I don't want to have to cut it short. I don't want to like rush through it for the sake of it. Not. So I think we'll keep a nice tight pod. We're landing around like an hour or so every podcast. I think, and we have to work really with the 4-person format. It's different, so it's different.
It's a lot of fun being on here.
Yeah, we're glad to have you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
I think you bring a lot to the discussion. Like that, your question was great, man.
And bringing the Nintendo thing into Cheese's question, that's something that I don't think hardly any of us would have.
I didn't expect it.
Yeah, that was totally out of left field for me.
And I totally forgot about it, and I'm for the Switch. I just need to know. It's one of those things like
I just need a raise.
Need to know what's going on with the Switch.
And also, moral of the story for that last one is Streamhouse, dude. It's just.
I'm about it. Let's do it.
Streamhouse. Let's do it. It's lit. Guys, check out Logi.io, sponsoring our streams.
Thank you.
Appreciate him putting the tune together. Logan is a really good dude and a very talented dude. Check out his work on Logi.io. And as always, Cheese, do you want to give a shout out to your buddy who made the music for your videos?
Yeah, he actually just sent me like 8 or 9 songs the other day. Just random stuff, man. It's Gregory Webb. He's on Reverb Nation. Gregory Webb. You can find him there. He's on also Facebook at Gregory Webb. You can find him there as well. He does a lot of really cool bluesy stuff. He's actually a good friend of mine. He grew up right down the road. He's in Nashville now. Sort of a freelance
Music
musician.
City.
There you have it. So check him out for sure.
Yeah, we
Awesome.
and Cheese and I were talking about this the other day. We have a guy, Mr. Suff. He's from England. He's helping us in or Buck. You'll have to check your email. I sent you some
I
stuff.
definitely already
Yeah.
checked the email.
Awesome. But he's working on some like branding, redesigning stuff for G&G because I'm very limited in the amount of stuff I can do in Illustrator. On top of trying to learn how to do video production, on top of recording stuff, on top of having a job.
You can't do everything. That's you're out. Get out of here.
It's crazy
You're done.
because I have no underwear. I need to do laundry, but where am I going to find the time? So,
Buy new underwear.
Mr. Stuff is helping us out. We're yeah, I'll just buy more and throw it out with my limitless supplies of money. But he's helping us out, and we're going to be working with him in the future to put some actual consistency behind our graphic design with G&G. And we've got some very like we were just talking how awesome it is. We have all these like uber talented people like stepping up and helping us out, basically pro bono, like actually pro bono. And you know, I've wanted to help them in any way possible. So I'm actually gonna get in contact with him about his portfolio as well. You gotta check all these guys out. Honestly,
Yeah,
great
for sure.
Linked in all of our videos and such.
Yeah, absolutely.
It'll be there
because we're just some dudes talking about video games and drinking beer, and these guys are the talent behind it.
Word.
Anyway,
definitely.
guys, thank you for tuning in. If you're here live, if you're here on YouTube, please like, share, subscribe. Tell your mom about it. I know Greg did, right, Greg?
I did.
He did tell.
Fine lady.
Fine. Yeah, so fine. What? Anyway, this has been I've never met Greg's mom. I don't think
I haven't
met
either, but
dad
she
before.
sounds like a nice lady.
Yeah. This has been episode 7 of the G&G cast. Don't nerd out too hard, everyone. Or nerd out as hard as you want. Fuck you want. This is America or Europe or where the hell you're from that isn't America. I don't know anywhere else. We'll see you next time.
There may be other countries. You don't know.
Probably not.
Nobody pro bono my mom.
Wait, what? No.
I'm out. I'm out.